What's going on, world? Steve Dab 317, and we are we're finally here. I don't really know what to say. I don't know whether to be excited. I don't know if I should cry. I don't know if there's only 24 hours in a day, so I guess this is it. If you've been following this journey, I greatly appreciate you. I hope that you've already hit that subscribe button and hit that bell notification. But yeah, this is it. This 24 of 24. Mac Lethal Sucks is the title of this. Between the last video and this video, I actually did go over to Mac Lethal's page and checked out his video. And all right, what I want to say, like, I know in the last video I talked about how, like, I don't know if it was actually him backpedaling or if he really was talking about somebody else. I don't have enough information myself to make a decision one way or another. But what I will say is I am not at all a fan of attacking a person's family. Like, that's one of those codes of the street that, like, you never violate. You know what I mean? At least in my generation, it's one of those codes of the street. You don't, women, kids, you just don't. You know what I mean? If you got a problem with somebody, you catch them by themselves. If you got something to say to somebody, you talk about them. But you don't bring people's family into it. Like people have been killed for less, or people have been hurt for less. Maybe I should have said that because YouTube and they filter stuff. But listen, for him to go and start talking about his girlfriend and it just. I wasn't feeling it, but also I thought back to what Tom was saying in this video about how he's trying to backpedal and he's losing his fan base. So I did look at the numbers. Granted, I'm way late. Obviously way late. This is like a year and a half, 2 years old, maybe going on 3, I don't know. But I did pick up the numbers as of today, and they are almost neck and neck. I'll say at least as of today, I think Tom's at like 2.79 million, and Mac Lethal was like 2.9 million or something like that. But he's on his heels. But here's some interesting facts. So, views in the last 30 days, Mac Lethal, who looks like he posts about once a month, now anyways, in the last month, he's had 445,000 views. Almost 500,000 views. Tom MacDonald, who also posts, this is, I think, today's drop. This week's drop was Balloons was the only post since, I want to say, America. So it's been a month, a little bit over a month. So he's posting once in a month also. Anyways, Mac Lethal, 445,000. Tom, 22.4 million. So it's like a whole bunch of lots more, a whole bunch of lots more. Like, I don't know, what is it, like 45 times as many views or something. So that's interesting. And then in terms of new subscribers, Tom is floating right around 40,000. If you're not already subscribed to his channel, make sure you hit one of the links below and go subscribe to it now. But he's floating around like 40,000 new subscribers in the last 30 days. Mac Lethal's he's actually at 0, which yeah. So anyways, I just bring up those numbers because it was something that's kind of mentioned in the last videos. But let's jump into this one, number 24 of 24 of the 24 Hours of Tom MacDonald reactions. What is Tom's response? Let's see.
Oh my God.
Tower beats on the track.
Listen, I think I can hear it. Mac Lethal is hyping himself in the mirror. His wife tries to tell him that she's getting curious. He just yells,
Shut the fuck up, it's this Tom guy's serious.
I hoped you would kill it. I'm always an optimist. Thought your response would be flawless and awesome. It's gotta be hard finding time to perfect all your rhymes every night at Narcotics Anonymous. Hi Dave, hi Dave, hi Dave. I'm not even trying. You don't scare me at all. If you did a drive-by, I'd wave. It's so cute when you rap. It's like I'm watching my dad trying to use an iPad. You should just give it back. You've been sober like 8 years. You're the type of guy who can't have 8 beer. Have a single drink and need to get some coke and probably suck a dick for a painkiller. You party animal, you bad boy. You're a crazy son of a gun. All that karate and still you're a pussy. You tap on my shoulder and run. Where are you going? I'm over here in a house that you can't afford with your career. Got your own pool, kids in private school. You the fucking mother of the year. You keep talking millions. I googled your wealth. You are worth 2, Dave. I am worth 12. You're tweeting at YouTube. Somebody help with my monetized video.
Hold on.
Like I'm watching my dad, trying to use an iPad. You should just give it back. You've been sober like 8 years. You the type of guy who can't have a beer, have a single drink and need to get some coke and probably suck a dick for a painkiller. You party animal, you bad boy. You're a crazy son of a gun. All that karate and still you're a pussy. You tap on my shoulder and run.
I think what makes this bad is the whole time he's like smirking, like literally like he takes him as a joke. Like that just adds insult to injury.
Where are you going? I'm over here in a house that you can't afford with your career. Got your own pool, kids in private school. You the fucking mother of the year. You keep talking millions. I googled your wealth. You are worth 2, Dave. I am worth 12. You're tweeting at YouTube. Somebody help with my monetized videos. Dave, that's a tell. Broken, ugly, short and stubby, 40 something with a face that was born for punching. Act tough, but I know at your core it's muffins. The type to wipe up the first horror. Fuck them.
And man told me he had a face that was made for punching. Let's probably go listen to it again.
Tweeting at YouTube. Somebody help with my monetized videos. Dave, that's a tell. Broken, ugly, short and stubby, 40 something with a face that was born for punching. Act tough, but I know at your core it's muffins. The type to wipe up the first horror. Fuck them. Big bad Dave got the Ellen cosign. Cool. Try to ride that wave till the Hollywood sign. Fool. You were so excited just to get invited. Teeth were freshly white and couldn't cheese enough. You said, I love rap because it's counterculture. Dave, counterculture is who beats you up. My future has Grammys. Your future is handies from Tammy, imagining baddies in nasty pajamas and transplanting hair to your head from your fanny. I saw you doing teeth commercials. Do an actor, Dave. I don't need rehearsals. I'll piss in your mouth till you wheeze and gurgle and stomp on your head till your cheeks are purple. I was a wrestler. I wore spandex. You were a customer. You did Xanax. I'll take you and your bitch by the ear and then smash you together like Stone Cold's beer. Being a fucking loser's in your DNA. This ain't a punk.
I'm so torn right now. Like I said, just as this video was starting, you know, I'm all about, like, don't bring people's family into it. When somebody kicks it off on those lines, they kind of open that door. That's where it becomes kind of a gray area, you know. I don't know. I don't know. But, I mean, Mac clearly opened the door, though, you know. So, I guess I would expect Tom to say something back. I don't know, but...
Stomp on your head till your cheeks are purple. I was a wrestler. I wore spandex. You were a customer. You did Xanax. I'll take you and your bitch by the ear and then smash you together like Stone Cold's beer. Being a fucking loser's in your DNA. This ain't a punchline, it's a PSA. The chromosomes from your mom and pa create retards and they name them.
They say the punchline. This is a public service announcement.
I'll take you and your bitch by the ear and then smash you together like Stone Cold's beer. Being a fucking loser's in your DNA. This ain't a punchline, it's a PSA. The chromosomes from your mom and pa create retards and they name them Dave. Nobody's safe to wipe you to chain up her legs, remove all her eggs, put them in bags and then lock them away in the safe and send it away on a plane. I'm lucky that I know CPR. My girl heard you this and she died laughing. She was bummed we waited like a week and then she went right back into Minecrafting. My girl was on Def Jam. Your girl looked like Death Fam. She the Grim Reaper, knew I'd spit ether. She collecting the soul of a dead dad. They're gonna need to wait it like a week.
Oh, did he say his girl looks like death? Hold on.
And then smash you together like Stone Cold's beer. Being a fucking loser's in your DNA. This ain't a punchline, it's a PSA. The chromosomes from your mom and pa create retards and they name them Dave. Nobody's safe to wipe you to chain up her legs, remove all her eggs, put them in bags and then lock them away in the safe and send it away on a plane. I'm lucky that I know CPR. My girl heard you this and she died laughing. She was bummed we waited like a week and then she went right back into Minecrafting. My girl was on Def Jam. Your girl looked like Death Fam. She the Grim Reaper, knew I'd spit ether. She collecting the soul of a dead dad. They're gonna need a whole family of coffins when you Chris Benoit to solve all your problems. The shame and embarrassment, all of the comments from fans you had. I saw it, you lost them. Ain't dropped an album in 4 years, dog. Rapping is your hobby. My career less than a year, 20,000 physical copies. I have millions of streams, I'm living your dream. You're a glorified YouTuber, look like a meme. Go to stupid extremes, definition of try hard. Watch me rap after eating a Tide Pod, dying for attention. That's why you started this little beef. You're so desperate, expect that right after this ends, your sex day probably leaked. You've been on Ellen and Rogan, why aren't you a star? Here, let me tell you, it isn't the bars, it's the way that you look, it's the way that you are. Nobody cares about your music no more. Dog, you do impressions, you rapping 20 styles and you think it's flexing. I got a question, why you gotta pretend to be everyone else to resemble impressive?
Oh, listen, man, I don't even know if I want to let this video finish, man. Like, I almost feel almost feel bad for Mac Lethal at this point, man. Like this one gets 4.5 minutes. Man, you know, I'm gonna hit the pause button for a minute because I feel like I need to allow Mac Lethal to catch his breath, man. Because listen, Tom has his foot on this man's neck, like from the very beginning of this video, he done had his foot on this man's neck, on his throat. It's just crazy. I'm going to assume. And I'll go look for it. Maybe I'm going to assume Mac Lethal did not respond. Like if I was Mac Lethal, I wouldn't have responded to it. You know, I would have either act like I didn't see it, or you know what, or people probably says I would just try to ignore it because I know after you give it some years, it'll kind of die off, and people will probably now nobody will forget, but people won't talk about it as much. I feel like now when he goes places, people are like, hey man, ain't you the dude Tom MacDonald made this? Let me get back into it, man. That's crazy.
The way that you look is bewitching. That's why you started this little beef. You're so desperate to expect that right after this ends, your sex day probably leak. You've been on Ellen and Rogan, why aren't you a star? Here, let me tell you, it isn't the bars. It's the way that you look, it's the way that you are. Nobody cares about your music no more. Dog, you do impressions. You rapping 20 styles and you think it's flexing. I got a question, why you gotta pretend to be everyone else to resemble impressive? I killed you already, this don't need a sequel. I'm honestly bored with this shit. Feels like I'm kicking the corpse's shoes you can't afford. Feel horrible doing you like this. How many rappers wrote your response? Come on, Dave, give him credit. I know you sent texts, I saw with my eyes. I know what you said, Dave, I read it. You a real piece of shit. Now I'm like a real piece of shit. Like if a piece of shit ate a piece of shit and took a pee and shit, you're that piece of shit. I'm on like 5 minutes, shit, let me see. You were canceled and fired from MTV. The network wanted something fresh and clean. I bet any day they'll be calling me. You left rhyme shares cause you had to. You didn't walk away, wasn't something you planned, dude. Got lost in the drugs and the whirlwind. Caught pants down with another man's girlfriend, piece of shit. Now I'm like a real piece of shit. Like if a piece of shit fucked a piece of shit and got an STD, you're that piece of shit. You got a pet bird, bet you never thought you'd be dead first. I'ma put you both in the oven when you get burned. I'ma put you both in a pet urn. Piss into the bottle, mix it up and turn the ash into plaster. Give it to your bitch, tell her make statues of me just to capture my wins. My girl will just spit in her face and we'll dip. Get a hammer and come back and smash it to bits. Put a plaque in his place so that no one forgets that your biggest mistake was as good as it gets. For a guy whose career doesn't even exist, it's the peak of the mountain for you. This is it, your aesthetic is pathetic. You don't get it, I'm prophetic. Your rap athletics are boring, fucking Guinness World Record. Be careful where you were headed, I'm cemented as a legend. David Sheldon severed had his destiny to be the evidence. Every room you ever enter, I will always be the elephant. While you try to fit this capital L into development, you dead little Lennon. I send a letter to heaven that explodes when it opens. I hope it gets your attention. I can smell it, you sweating, and it's 11:11. I make a wish that when you die, you come back resurrected, so I can kill you again and again and again. For the record, if you're feeling kind of froggy and you jump, you get dissected. Oh dear, I can't believe I had to set this shit straight, man. Old ears, I hope you hear exactly what I say, man. I'm here. You said you didn't even know my name, dog. So here, I'll say it so you don't forget again. It's Tom MacDonald, bitch.
You ever watch a diss video? Or you ever see somebody get dissed and it's so cold, you almost start, even if they weren't the victim, you almost feel sorry for them. That's kind of where I, like, yeah, you know what? No cap. It allows Mac Lethal. I think I just stop posting too. Like I just go ahead and I just kind of abandon YouTube, man. Maybe move to a little small country or something, man. Take my little couple of meals, start a new life or something. I don't know. But anyways, wow, this has been one heck of a journey. I'm glad that it ended on this song and I got to end with a smile, you know, with a great laugh. You know, Tom's music, it's you don't know what you're going to get. You know, sometimes it's very deep and heartfelt, sometimes emotional, sometimes it's aggressive, sometimes it's laughing. Like, listen, here's what's about to happen. I'm going to stop the video here in a moment, and because you probably don't want to watch, but I'm about to watch this entire video all over again. Like, it's literally that hilarious, beginning to end. So, appreciate you being here. Appreciate you, whatever that was all about. Hey, appreciate you, you know, going on this or beginning this journey with me. Thanks for everybody who took the time to encourage me to go to the beginning and start. or I guess who were at least supportive of me start from the beginning. And I know some people didn't necessarily want to see the old videos for various reasons, which I can respect. But I felt it was important for me to get a better understanding of like who is this guy that I'm reacting to. And I feel fortunate. I'm glad that I was exposed to this material. I don't want to draw this out too long, but hey, I definitely appreciate each and every one of you. Steve Dab 317. I'll have more reactions coming your way, but for now, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Hopefully you enjoyed this 24 hours. Hopefully it's something that another reactor has not done yet. And I don't know, maybe soon other reactors will start doing it. If you're a reactor and you're thinking about doing something like this, I'm telling you now, it takes a lot of time, a lot of work, a lot of patience, and all that stuff. Anyways, Steve Dad, 317. Peace.